So I just wanted to hear a little bit more about what it is Real World and Tonya Williams are doing to make that a reality.
Well, what's important to recognize too is that we're all in it together. So Real World is about all people of color, because whether you're an indigenous person or an Asian or South Asian or a black person, we're all in this struggle together. In fact, I said when I started my career in the late 70s, it was just trying to get someone black on, but Asian and South Asian people weren't even there at all, and not for a long time. It was a good 10, 15 years before we even started seeing them on the screen from when black people started being there. So we're all in this struggle together, and I think Real World is really about, it's not just about the actors and the directors, pioneers, but it makes us feel good to know that whatever we were pioneering, you have just taken it to another level, and that does us proud. And just imagine, one day you'll be 61 talking to someone young too, and they'll have just taken it even further because of the steps that you take today. So I appreciate all of you. Give yourself a hand.
From Tonya herself.
Growing up, I was almost always the only black person in the room, and I recognized that what I said and did, every other eye in the room was going to cast on every other black person that they ever met after that point. So I took that. It can be a heavy burden, but it can also be a really positive thing. You have an opportunity to change people's opinions about who black people are, how they think, what they do, and that they're not one monolithic group of people that move in one monolithic way, that we're varied, that we're different, that we think differently, that we have different desires and, you know, different wants, and that's about, I think that's the future to me when I think about Black history right now, and I think about the future, is that we have to change the minds of the world in understanding that all black people are not one people. And I love being a part of that history. That's why Maestro said, you know, when I met him and I spoke with him, I do that with everybody. In fact, I was just at the Crystal Awards this year, and when I'm in a room, the first thing I do is I pick out all the black people and I just go over and introduce myself. It freaks them out, but I always do that. And I've done that since the very beginning because I never used to see any black people. So if I go in a room and I saw one, how could you not walk across the room and say, hi, black person, black person. When I went to high school, I was usually the only black kid in all of my schools that I ever went to, and I went to schools in England, where I was born, and in Jamaica and in Canada. But when I hit high school, there was one other black guy, Andy Cole, and I'm sure he was a great guy, but we couldn't be more mismatched, and everyone in the school just decided that we should probably date because we were two black people. Even though he was like, you know, like a crazy party guy who like smoked pot and drank all the time, and I was in the band and in classical music, I have no idea why they thought, you know, we'd be a good match other than the fact that we were black. But I met Andy Cole recently. It was great seeing him married and with his kids, and we talked about that, how, yeah, we were supposed to end up together.
Tonya, you know you look real good for your age. That's why you said, I'm 61. You knew they were going to give you that applause. Give it up for 61. Thank you for all that inspiration throughout the years, man.